Hello to you, homegirls. I put on a cute little base, a quick little base, so that I can show y'all the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles X Profusion collection. Let's get into it. We're going to do a couple of looks. I'll save all my thoughts for the end of the video. But here is the palette. It's a 24 shade palette. That's what it looks like when you first get it. This component is fire. This is kind of filling. I didn't get to get the Melt Beetlejuice collection, and I think this component is itching that scratch. It is hard to open, but it's fire. 24 shades. The names come on a adhesivized, is that a word? Kind of like slip. I know that's gonna bother some people, but that doesn't bother me because I keep my slips anyway. I don't know, it's just something I do. So what I do is I take off the names and I put it on the top. Look at how beautiful that is. Gorgeous. We're gonna get into our first look here, but I take the slip and I just put it on the top of the palette so that I can reference the names. I'm starting with this orange. It's called Michelangelo, and I'm putting it in the crease. I have been sunset eye obsessed lately. I'm trying to perfect my sunset eye, and this is kind of what I do, how I do it. Then I'm gonna blend it out towards the front with this yellow. It's called April. Yeah, I'm kind of sunset eye obsessed, and this look I wasn't even thinking, I was just doing. This purple is called Bodacious. It's very deep and very pretty. I was impressed with what it looked like when I picked it up. And then I'm gonna blend that out with this red. It's called Raphael. And bring that into the crease, blend a bit. I'm gonna continue to blend. I'm very familiar with Profusion formula. What I'm getting here is what I expect from Profusion. I love the Profusion formula. I think it's really good. It's the right amount of pigment and also so easy to blend. Some formulas are just meant for how you do makeup, and Profusion is meant for how I do makeup. So I brought the same shades that were in my crease onto the lid, and I'm bringing the yellow onto the lid and kind of packed it on. Now, I'm not going to hold you. That purple did give me a little bit of issue, but purples and blues, sometimes that is to be expected. I'm taking this shade called Say Cheese onto my brow bone, and it's really a nude satin. It has no base. And because my purple was blended so poorly, I dug my finger into this purple shimmer called Slice of the Action, just to kind of like mask over the difficulty in blending. But look at the vibrancy. It's giving infrared. The colors in this palette are very rich, very saturated. I really, really, really like this color story. I told you I'm going to save my thoughts for the end, but this color story kind of does something to me. I lined my, I did a wing liner and brought some of the shades down into the lower lash line, mascaring up, and then I'm going to put e.l.f. Jelly Pop on my lips, and then that's going to make look number 1. The variety of shades in this palette kind of sends me. Of course, it's a green palette, but I saw this and I was like, sunset, let's do it. Like, let me not use the greens yet. Let me use everything else but the greens. And that's what we got here. Y'all know I'm capable of much more than this, but I was thirsty to get a look off. So yeah. Hello. Hi. I just wanted to do a quick little check-in because we're going to do a look 2 and possible look 3 and a possible. I have 2 ideas I want to do. So we'll see how this goes. I just wanted to check in, say hi, because I'm probably gonna speed through the actual looks. Is that all I wanted to say? Just put on a quick little base and we're gonna get into a look. My eyes are primed neutrally. The first is, that sounds like a weird word to say. The first look was also on a neutral base. So we're gonna do look 2 on another neutral base. If all goes to plan and I do the third look, I think that look is gonna have to be on a white base. But we'll see, and hold tight for my thoughts. Catch on the flip. Okay, look 2, let's do it. I'm starting with a liner brush, and I'm starting with that same purple that I used in the first look. It's called Bodacious. I love that name, especially for a purple. This is going to be a abstract, graphic halo eye, sort of, and it's going to be mismatch. I'm going to do a purple eye and a green eye. To blend out the deep purple, I am going into this other purple in this palette. It's called Donatello. That's going to be my mid shade. I have 2 little U shapes here. And then to blend out the mid purple, I'm using the pink in the palette. It's called Krang. I vaguely remember these references. I don't know. I told y'all about me, and like, I wasn't into boy stuff. I was into girl stuff. I was with my Bratz Head. Me and my Bratz Head, that was my girl, and that's what I cared about, and my books. Everything else, I didn't really care. So I'm just doing a frame here. I'm going to do the same thing on the other eye with green. I'm starting with my deepest green. This is called Shell Out Justice. Very beautiful deep green. Yummy, yummy, yummy. And then I'm doing the same thing. Gonna go dark, mid, light. Once I get that on, I'm gonna go into the mid green. It's called Turtle Power. So many greens in this palette. Just looking at them, 5, 6 green mats, which is pretty cool. Then to blend out the mid shade, I'm going into Ooze and blending it out. So again, I have 2 U's on the inner hollow of my eye and then the outer corner of my eye. I'm just making sure to have the outer corner kind of make some sort of wing. And then I'm working on gradients towards the middle of the eye. Middle of the eye is shimmers on a flat shader. Purple eye, I'm using this shade called Dimension X. And then I flip the brush to the other side. For the green eye, I'm using Cowabunga. And I'm just doing tip taps of shimmers on the center of the eye. And I love, look at how sparkly the green one is. Yes. I'm going to bring some shades down into the lower lash line. For the purple, I'm bringing in the deepest purple, Bodacious. And then for the green, I'm using the mid shade, Turtle Power, and then darken it up with Shell Out Justice. And then I blended out the purple with the Krang, the pink, just the outer third of the lower lash line. And then what? I'm using liquid highlight from Made by Mitchell. And then I'm gonna put some lashes on. I'm very much a less is more type of person. So I put the lashes on and I was going to leave my inner corners the way they were. Did some lower lash mascara. But I felt like the lower inner corner kind of needed a little pizzazz. So I'm going into the palette and I start with Extra Cheese. I called it Say Cheese in the first look. It's called Extra Cheese. It's just a nude. And then I brought in the white, which is called Foot Stinks. And then I brought in Party Dude. I didn't show it because I was just trying to figure it out. I just wanted it to glow. So, yeah. Then I go into my Glam Light Rick and Morty Unearthly Valentine's Day lip gloss. And then a lip oil. And then this is the look. Oh, I love this look. I love it. I love it so much. I said at the beginning that I was gonna do another one. I couldn't even wipe this off, baby. I loved what I did. Hi, this is look 2. I hope that you have enjoyed this. I was gonna do look 3, but I like this too much and I'm gonna go take pictures, and I'm probably gonna live out the rest of my evening in this makeup because it's giving. I've had this idea in my mind for a while. Incredible Hulk vibes. I kind of did a practice run with it with my TMNT Makeup Revolution palette, and this was a pleasure to do. I love it. It's eating. It's delicious. I love it. It's so good. I can't wait to talk to y'all about the palette. I'm trying to like play it cool, but we'll be back to talk about the palette. And obviously I love the mirror. See y'all for look 3. Oh, I did my nails and then I did 2 different shapes. Let me know which shape you like better. I got my nails done and I got stilettos and they were so beautiful, and I wanted to do it myself. I didn't do that good of a job. These full covers are not meant for this shape, but it's okay. It's fun. What shape do you like better? Do I look crazy? But I love the set though. See you soon. Hello, look 3. Let's do it. We're going very, very dark, vampy, smoky today. That's what we're doing. We're starting with the shade called Splinter. That's going to be my transition color. We'll talk more about this shade when we're discussing the palette. I like to blend as I go, so blended that out. And then my mid shade is Dojo, which is a color that is right up my alley. I love colors like this. It's kind of like a blackened blurple. It's very, very, very dark and smoky, a very unique palette. Profusion was very ambitious in some of these shades, and I love them for it. So we got some smoke going on, and we're gonna deepen it with this shade called Fearsome Foursome. Now, looking at this shade, you would think it's a black, but it's a extremely deep green. Very, very deep, very, very dark. Can kind of be perceived as black, but it's definitely green. Very dark. Look at how smoky we got. Gorge. I love a smoky eye. A smoky eye is my like nighttime go-to. I love it. So I'm using Dimension X in the brow bone just for a little bit of dimension, blending it out. And this whole entire look was because I wanted to use this blue shimmer called Go Ninja Go. It's insane. It's so pretty. I'm using this silver shimmer called Shredder in the inner corner, and then just tapping it out with a little bit of Dojo, setting my brows with Essence Brow Gel. Then I'm using these Profusion lashes from the Casper collection. They are so freaking pretty. It's hard to tell because it's such a small detail, but there is a little bit of blue on the end of those lashes. So cute. Doing bottom mascara and then doing a little bit of waterline. I didn't bring any of these shades down into my lower lash line, just some waterline work. Lips were Unearthly Vamp Lip Liner with GlossierBalm.com and Unearthly Admire Lip Gloss. And then I'm using Unearthly Spring Magic Blush Palette as highlight. And that's it. I sprayed my face a million times because this was a little bit too matte for me, but smoky, sexy. Looking at this palette, I knew I had to do a smoky eye. I never get to wear smoky eyes because they're so glam to me, but yeah. What's up, guys? It's review time, my favorite part of the video. I love doing the looks, of course, that's so much fun, but usually when I do these kind of videos, talking about the products is my favorite part. Duh. All right, I'm gonna start with the mirror. This is my first Profusion mirror, the Ninja Turtle one. I think this is so cute. I love that it's so lightweight. Now, when I first got it, I was a little bit like, what? Like, it's so hollow. It's so plastic, super lightweight. This is kind of giving like $3 mirror from the Family Dollar. But I like it. I think it's really, really cute. I love the color green. I have a lot of green going on in my vanity, and I love the transparency with the glitter. I love that. That's the kind of person I am. Like, look at my nails. Like, I like clear with glitter. So I love this. I love this so much. I'm gonna put the palette over here so that you can see that it says cowabunga on the bottom, which I think is so freaking cute. And then I thought this would get on my nerves. Like, it has the pizza here, which I think is adorable. I love pizza. I should rip this off, but I haven't. I haven't yet. Like, I love it. I love the mirror, y'all. I love holding it. One of my pet peeves is holding heavy things while I do my makeup. I'm not the biggest hand mirror person. I have a mirror right here, which I kind of do everything in. So it's kind of a learning curve for me to use a hand mirror, but sometimes I need a hand mirror, and I'm really, really loving this one. I actually have another one. I got the one from the Jurassic Park collection, the pink and purple one. It's really cute. I use it to like look at the back of my head in my big mirror. So yeah. Love the mirror. I love the mirror. If you are looking for something high quality that feels very luxe, I have this hand mirror too. It's in the shape of a cloud, which I think is beautiful. This is like a wooden thingy. It can like stand up on its own. I don't know. This is a little bit more higher quality, but I'm not tripping. I get luxury in a lot of areas of my life. I don't need it from a hand mirror. So, but if you want something higher quality, then definitely skip out on that one. It costs $9, which I think is fair, which I think is fine. Yeah, I'm okay with it. I love the mirror. Very happy with it. Girl. Oh, if you see my ColourPop video, you see me rant and rave about my ring light being broken. It's not broken. I was just crazy and impatient and thought it was broken, but it's not broken. Let's talk about the palette. I used the palette to create this beautiful smoky eye. You would have seen it previous to this. This is look 3, and this is the palette. First, let's talk about this outer carton. It has the Ninja Turtles on it, along with the cityscape. On the back, it shows you the color story. It reads, "Cowabunga dudes and dudettes, get ready to shell out some serious style with this Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 24 shade palette. Whether you're channeling your inner Leonardo, Michelangelo, Donatello, or Raphael, our richly pigmented blendable shades let you build the perfect look for any adventure. Plus, our talc-free, vitamin E infused, and cruelty-free formula means you can rock these vibrant and colorful hues with confidence. So go ahead, channel your inner ninja, and become a fearsome, foursome fashionista. Period." So this outer thingy is super cute. This super bright metallic, the ooze moves with the logo here. Now, let's talk about the IP. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I mentioned this before. I am a 90s kid. This is so 90s coded. The vibe is just 90s. I mentioned while I was doing the look, like, I don't really care about the Ninja Turtles. I didn't care about like boy stuff, and you know, not to say that like it's a boy thing or that, you know what I mean. You know what I mean? Like, we watch whatever, we like whatever, but I've always been like very femme, and didn't really care about stuff like this, like ninjas fighting and rats and tunnels and whatever. My favorite thing about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is that it was set in New York City. I liked that. So other than that, I didn't really care. But I love the color green. Look at this component, my guy. Look at this component. Ooh. This is epic component, And I mentioned it in the video that I always get FOMO and kind of hate that I don't have the Melt Beetlejuice, because I think that that was epic IP collab work, like just chef's kiss stylistically. But I'm very happy to have this because this is more so cooler to me. Even though Melt kind of got us with the slip with the movie scene on it. But this ooze is cool as heck. But the color story here is more wearable, more versatile, just better. So cool, very cool. Again, I like clear transparency. I think that's just cool and I love it. Now to open it is a closure. It's hard to do, so I use tweezers to get the snap open. I mentioned this in the beginning of the video. All the names are on this slip here. It has sticky on it, and I take it and I put it at the top of the palette, and then I can reference the names that way. And I love that. I think it's perfect. And here is our color story. Look at this color story. This color story is really beautiful. Now, this is a rainbow. When you're looking at it, it doesn't really look like a rainbow. It looks like a green heavy palette. The palette is green. I mentioned in the video, there's seven, because I thought this was black. This is green. There's 7 matte greens in this palette. This is a green heavy palette, but it is a rainbow. You got your red, orange, yellow, a whole lot of green, your blue, indigo, violet. It's here. All of it's here. Because it's so deep, your eye probably won't register it as rainbow, but it's very much so a rainbow palette. It's matte heavy. There are only 6 shimmers in here. All of them are beautiful. Everything except this Slice of the Action shimmer is very new to Profusion. I have a handful of Profusion palettes. This shimmer formula is new and sparkly, and she said, hey, I'm here with the girls. This is very pretty. I don't mind a matte heavy palette. Actually, the first shade that I used, I didn't show it in the video, but I will put a picture over here. It was a neutral cool toned halo, and I put the shade Party Dude in the center. When I tell you, it got me so amped to start messing around with this palette. I love this shade Party Dude. It's like a kind of gunmetal-y, but lighter. All the shimmers are very cool toned. This palette leans cool. Even though you have your red, your orange, your yellow, there's something about the tone in them that is not that warm. And this is very dark. And I think they captured the vibe of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, because I think if I remember correctly, they didn't come out during the day. Like, they only came out at night. They didn't want people to see them. Correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if you remember. I remember watching it, but I did not care. So I didn't retain a lot of it. But I think they only came out at night, and this is a very deep, dark color story. Even the pink is super deep. Yeah, very deep and dark. I love it. I love it so much. This layout, I'm not sure what to say about the layout. I'm okay with it. I guess it's as organized as it can be. But there's a little bit of chaos in the palette that I enjoy. I don't know if other people will enjoy it. I like a bit of chaos, especially if the colors are still cohesive. I like that. So I like the chaotic nature of the layout.
with everything still being very, what word am I looking for? Cohesive. Yeah, I mean, all the greens are grouped together except this super dark one. And let's start talking about maybe some negatives about the palette. I bought this palette looking at it online. I was trying to talk myself out of it because I have Ace Beauté Oceanic, which has become my favorite green palette. So I was trying to talk myself out of it. But I was like, let me get this one because this one has pops of neutral. I thought this was black. This is white. And then online, this shade Splinter I thought was brown. And I thought like this was like a tan matte. This extra cheese is a satin. It's like a very nude neutral satin. I like it in my brow bone and to like help lighten the look up because this is, again, it's very dark, but this is not a shade that can stand its own, that can be a lid shade, or it just can't. It's not potent enough. But I like it. I like the addition of it, and it is so different from the rest of the formula in this palette. Then the shade Splinter. I actually used it today in the smoky eye. It is the transition shade. I thought it was brown. I really don't like shades like this, like these maroons or like reddened browns. I don't like shades like this because I don't like warm tones. I mean, I know this can probably be perceived as cool, but to me, it's just warm. And even in this look, I wanted to stay true to the palette and not go into a different palette. But in between my purple and this shade, I used this. I used this, then this, then this. So maybe the layout is kind of made in a way. I didn't even realize that. But I do feel like a shade is missing in between these two. Maybe I could have went here, but this shade, Bodacious, which I actually love the color of it, but formula wise, it gives me problems. I think the best way to use this palette is dark to light. I mentioned in the video that there are some very ambitious shades in this palette. This shade Dojo, which is this like super dark purple, almost black, almost navy. It's so beautiful. I love shades like this. It reminds me of one of the shades in the dark palette. The shade Fearsome Foursome is so beautiful. I thought it was black, but it's like a very, very blackened green. It kind of reminds me of like, I don't know if you guys ever like did the chlorophyll in your water, like it's just so deep and green, or like, is it spirulina? It just reminds me of something so healthy and like from the ground. It's a beautiful green color. I was surprised. I thought it was black. I use a little bit of the white. But yeah, I thought there would have been neutral pops in here. There's not much neutral. There's a very colorful palette. Again, for this smoky, I want to stay within the palette, but I probably wouldn't use, if I wasn't forcing myself to stay in the palette, I probably wouldn't have used this as a transition because I don't like colors like this. But that's really it. Again, formula wise, this is a $20 palette, and again, these are colors that are very ambitious. I did try another look, I will put it here as well, it was like a pink purple blend, and it was a very advanced look. I wanted to cut the crease. It was me, my skills didn't come up to what the look required, but I would not pull this palette for my very advanced looks, just because it's finicky about blending into each other. blending the dark shades into the lighter shades, you probably need to start with the darker shades. If I'm doing a very advanced look, I'm probably gonna pull Beauty Bay or Blend Bunny, or my Playing in Makeup by Yolando palette. Like, those are the formulas that I know can do what I need them to do for my very advanced looks, very advanced blends. The looks that I showcased, I'm very proud of. I love them all. I think they're all so beautiful. Usually there's like one that I'm like, I don't really, but I love all three of the looks. Comment down below, let me know which one was your favorite. Yeah, it's just best to work dark to light. That's not my inclination to do when I'm working with shadows. My preference is to work light to dark. And I was very hard-headed, so I kept going, trying to blend this into a lighter shade, and it just gave me trouble every single time. So yeah, beautiful palette, very inspiring. I'm going to get a lot of use out of this palette, I believe. In my mind, I want to compare this to Pokemon X ColourPop, just because they're both rainbows, they're both IPs. For me personally, I'm gonna get a lot more use out of this one because the tones are more of what I go for on a regular basis. Pokemon X ColourPop is very bright, very summery. You know, that's a whole different vibe. This one is a lot more grounded, a lot more wearable for me. I think this palette is going to be too dark for a lot of people. But if you like green, if you like color, this is going to be a very fun palette. Never felt at a loss of creativity, never felt stifled or challenged, or just fun. Just fun. Very happy to have this. Again, only con is it's Profusion. This is a very affordable brand. This formula is an affordable formula, so you're not gonna get Blend Bunny results. You're not gonna get I don't know, Juvia's Place results. It's a different formula. It's a very blendable, workable, beginner friendly formula. Would I recommend people pick this up? If you like the color story, if you don't like the color story, obviously leave it alone. If you want to display it, yeah, it's so cool. For me, it's not a complete palette. I have to bring in another palette I like contrast, and this is too dark. So I use it with a ColourPop for that pink purple look. Brought in some brighter shades, and it definitely made me like pull out other things in my collection. So I always love that. I'm very happy to have this. I'm happy I picked it up. I love it so much. Oh, did I mention that the shimmers are like so like out of pocket for what I'm used to from Profusion? I love Profusion. People will say like it's underrated. I don't think Profusion is underrated. I think Profusion gets a lot of cosign from people. I definitely cosign Profusion a lot. I have a handful of palettes. If you guys want me to rank my Profusion palettes, I'll be happy to. Just let me know in the comments. I love Profusion. I think it's a great formula. I love it for like every day, because I love really blended makeup, eyeshadow, and Profusion blends out so beautifully while remaining very pigmented, and that's what I like. So I love the Profusion formula. Again, it's drugstore, so you're bound to get hits and misses, but when they hit, it's like so good. But when they miss, it's kind of like, but if you guys want to see what's good, what's not from Profusion, let me know. I only have a handful. I'm very good at like picking what I would actually use. So I'm very, very happy to have picked this up. I hope you enjoyed my video. I bought these when I made the order. I picked up the Casper collection lashes. I've been eyeing these for a minute. I'm wearing the style Boo today, which has, you won't be able to tell because my eye makeup is so dark, but there's blue. Yes, you can, a little bit there. There's blue on the end of these. I wore these ghosting yous the other day. They're kind of like half lashes with white on the end. I wore them in the pink look that didn't make the cut. But they're beautiful. These are my first Profusion lashes and I like them. I like them so much. But that's it. I loved this collection. Very happy to have it, and I hope you enjoyed this video and this review. If you have any questions, please let me know and I'll be happy to answer them. If you like this video, like, sub, give me vibes in the comments. Peace and love to you. Bye bye.